You know, I've been trying to report on the dirty, crappy little shit that Trump is doing to the American people. Not the obvious stuff, but the stuff that is hidden. For example, in this so-called tax cut that is only going to benefit a very select group of Americans. And other things that Trump is doing, the obvious large things, stacking his cabinet with people who truly want to destroy the country. I mean, physically destroy the physical part of the country. They have no political persuasion whatsoever. They may be titular Republicans, but their goal is destruction because everything that they're doing with these cabinet positions that they were given by Trump. Everything they're doing is designed to physically destroy the United States, whether it's the air, the water, the climate, the ocean, lakes, streams. Their objective is destruction. Why? I don't know. I have no idea why. If I believed in religious bullshit, if I believed in it, it wouldn't be bullshit anymore, would it? Not for me anyway. But if I believed that nonsense, I would think that these people who are in positions of extreme political power right now are in fact demons who have erupted like so much vomit out of some hell portal, and they're here on the planet scabbering around trying to destroy everything. But since I don't believe in this religious claptrap, I see them strictly as what I think they are. And that is they're all psychopaths. They have no, and I'm not throwing that term around as a generic or generalization for these people. I mean clinical, literal psychopaths. They have no ability to respond to anything other than the voices in their head. That's it. The latest thing, this is from Newsweek. And it says if the Trump administration has its way, the tip that you might leave your server when you go to a restaurant, it could end up in the pocket of the restaurant owner instead of a gratuity or a thank you or whatever you want to call it to the person who served you. This week, Trump's Labor Department proposed rescinding, destroying an Obama-era rule that made the logical point that tips are the property of the server and can't be glommed up by the restaurant owner. That's what Obama said. But the Trump proposal would allow restaurant owners who pay their staff as little as $7.25 an hour to collect all the tips left by patrons and do whatever they want with the tips, regardless of what the customers intended. Yeah. Restaurant owners could even keep all the tips themselves without telling the diners what they had done, at least the first time. If those people came back, I would imagine the servers would say, listen, let me tell you. Anyway, this comes on the heels of this massive tax cut passed by the House and the Senate that benefits the wealthy. So this scheme, call it reverse Robin Hood, robbing from the poor to hand to the rich, which will take money out of the pockets of low-wage workers and give it to business owners. It's just one more example of the trickle-down economic policy that's masquerading as pro-worker reform. It's just so incumbent upon every single American, and I know this is not going to happen ever, but every single American should be aware that anytime Trump or his outlaw fucked up family members or people who speak for him, anytime they open their mouths, they are lying. They are lying. And if you buy into the bullshit, there's an old saying, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. So if you buy into the bullshit and you are so baffled that you do that, It's like you're signing your own economic death warrant. The National Restaurant Association, which is the other NRA, lobbied for this with the members of Congress. They want to fuck over the people who are the backbone of their business, the waitrons, the servers. And the only question now is whether the labor secretary, this person named Alex Acosta, I have no idea who he is, where he came from, or what he's about, will go along with this swindle. And I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Or whether he'll give the public enough information to have a fair chance for us to weigh in, to say, wait a minute, you know, these young people who work as servers, and have you noticed something? In places like Starbucks or McDonald's or churches, or not churches, but Chick-fil-A, that the people behind the counter are still a lot of young people, but you're also seeing older people now who are there because they have been forced out of the workforce because they're 55 or 49 or 58, right? I've noticed that. So whether or not the public will have a chance to comment on this, it remains to be seen, but I can tell you right now that the public will not have a chance to comment on this. Despite the fact that the law requires that the Labor Department's proposal includes no estimate of how much money in tips will be transferred from the servers to the restaurant owners. And the restaurant owners, in so many instances now, these are not mom and pop operations like what she worked for. She worked for an actual French man who opened up this restaurant. Not anymore. Restaurants now, for the most part, are corporate. They're part of corporate behemoths. Some of the corporations are in the restaurant business and the construction business and the weapons business and the cement business. You understand what I'm saying? These corporate collections of different businesses. So as a result, the money is not going to go to mom and pop, the money that's stolen from the servers. It's going to go into the coffers of these corporations. Jesus. And then there's this. Sadly, some restaurant owners already routinely steal tips from workers, even without the blessing of the government, the Trump government. If this proposed rule takes effect, even more restaurant owners would feel that they have a blank check to just steal what the servers are working their ass off for. So why is the Trump administration doing this? You know, every time that question comes up about some evil shit that they're doing, Trump or his minions, my answer, why are they doing it? Because they can. Because they can. And the things they can do that are detrimental to the rest of us, those things are increasing because the regulatory agencies that try to protect us from predatory capitalism like this are being dismantled also. It's just, it's a mind fuck to me. It really is. It really is. And then this article, where did I find this? This was in Newsweek, right? It says, considering that food service workers earn, taken together, tens of billions of dollars in tips each year, it's not impossible that restaurant owners could end up skimming hundreds of millions of dollars or even billions of dollars each year from the servers. And the result of that could ripple across the economy, hurting families and local businesses that depend on the wage earners, the servers who make this money in tips and then go spend it through the community. But the Trump administration doesn't care about that. The Trump administration doesn't even know that these people are alive. Doesn't even know they're alive.